Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Healing Honey. If it's your first time here, welcome. So in this space, I love sharing things that are going to help us feel good from the inside out. And one of the major components to life are relationships and what makes you feel the best. No matter what, it's going to always be love. And so today let's talk about love and relationships. And I like talking about healthy relationships, learning what healthy relationships are and what we can do to foster healthy relationships with each other. Let's talk about relationships that are actually worth your time. What kind of relationship you can invest in and that you want to pour yourself into if you're in your 30s or above. Okay, so the only type of relationship you should actually take seriously when you're ready, because you guys, there's seasons in life. Trust and believe. There should be a single season in your life. Absolutely. It doesn't really matter your age. It matters where you are in your life, like what part of your life you're in. Embrace the season you're in. Love yourself through that season. And there's certain relationships that maybe are not meant to go the long haul. They just come into our lives and they are meant to be in your life for a short period of time. But then there's other relationships that you want to work on. You want to nourish it and take care of it because you see it for the long term, and in your heart you want it forever. You deem it important enough to give of yourself. So that means putting effort and really stretching yourself, because relationships take time and effort. So what kind of relationship is worth your time? Like real effort, really pouring yourself into it. And what creates a healthy relationship? Like what does it look like? What should it look like? For me, you guys, and I write out these videos first. Like I pour my heart into my work here. So these are just like my own ideas for my own intuition, my own spirit. I'm sharing with you guys, like it's always authentic. I'm going to come to you guys 100% every time. And so to me, a healthy relationship, the basis of it is a healthy foundation. Like you want to build a healthy foundation. And then you want to be able to pour into it. So now you're nourishing it. Think of it as a plant and you're nourishing it. And that is going to help it grow. So that's how I see a relationship. I'm going to compare it to nature. You need healthy soil, a healthy, stable foundation. If you're planting a flower, where you plant it is important. So you're going to find a beautiful part of the garden and prepare it. And then after you plant the seeds in a stable foundation and a healthy soil, now you have to take care of it. So you're feeding the soil and you're watering the plant. And it needs warmth, it needs sunlight, it needs space to grow. And then it will grow. And as it's growing, it's thriving and it's expanding. And that's what a healthy relationship looks like. So there's components, there's layers to it. And of course, it requires effort and care and lots of love. So that's the type of relationship that we should be seeking to create. A healthy relationship does not just fall into our lap and it's not just given to us. It's what we create. We have to make it, and we have to put the effort in to keep it healthy, keep it luminous and full of light. A relationship that's worth your time, a healthy relationship to actually pour into. It's important to know the difference, right? Like never force it either. Like don't force yourself. You should want to naturally, and so should the other person. So what's the first thing to consider? To build a healthy relationship, both people have to make a decision to be there. It should be a clear, simple decision from both people, okay? Because we all know what a messy relationship looks like and feels like, that whole it's complicated thing. No, a healthy relationship, it's very simple. Both people want and choose to be there. It's a conscious decision, so it's not complicated. They're choosing one another, and your presence in the relationship is required. Like, it's a given. So anything outside of these things that I'm telling you, that's when it gets like crazy, confusing, complicated, right? And I'm talking to you guys from experience. And so that's why I've narrowed it down to these things. Like, okay, if these are the basics for the healthy foundation so that we can nourish the relationship and it can thrive. This is the type of relationship that you should open your heart to. This is the type of relationship that you can give of yourself, and it won't be in vain. It won't be for nothing. It's actually worth it. It's worth it because I know so many of us have been burned in the past, or maybe we're afraid, should we open up? There's so many other priorities in life, but this kind of relationship, it's worth your time, and it's going to fill your life and enrich your life, fill you with love. Okay, so the first thing is that both people choose to be there. It's a decision. They want to be there. If only one person wants to be there and the other person doesn't, it's going to be very clear and it's going to create chaos. And ladies, I'm talking to you, mostly you, because the world that we're in right now, where we find ourselves right now, a lot of times it's the woman who's like wanting to make it work, and then the man is not so sure, or he's over here, he's over there, and that's not going to work out. Even if you cry, pout, whatever, like, you can't force him. So a healthy relationship looks like the man wants to be there, that's where he chooses to be, and the woman wants to be there, that's where she chooses to be. Okay, and then things like loyalty and commitment, all those things are not scary. It's not elusive, it's not confusing, because both people are choosing each other. So it's like the foundation. They're choosing each other, and it's simple, it's clear cut, it's healthy. It's healthy. So you should just freely choose someone, not feel like you have to be there, but that you actually want to be there. You're en route to a healthy relationship. What's the second way to build a healthy relationship? You want to be on the same team, same side. You're working together to keep the relationship alive. You're not rivals, you're not taking shots at each other, but you're learning how to work together to create harmony. So when you're on the same team, there's no bitterness because you resolve it. Like when problems arise, when fires are lit, you're looking for the water to pour it, like to extinguish the fires. You're working together instead of against each other. When you're on the same side, there's no secrets and nothing's in the dark. You're in the light. And this is what's going to build the trust, healthy communication. And there's no games this way. There's honesty, there's integrity, and it's very simple. Like, healthy relationships are simple, but as humans, we've made it complicated. We've been shown horrible examples, and we have light and dark within all of us. It's crazy because religion has taught us to scapegoat the devil, but the devil is within everyone. It's your decision what you choose to tap into, what you choose to do, what thoughts you choose to listen to, how you choose to behave. And so darkness and light, it's up to you. And with the choices you make. Now, no one's perfect, so that's why you're on the same team. When there's a mistake, or something goes wrong, instead of like turning against each other, you're turning toward each other, and you're having to work through pride, ego, and getting through the vulnerabilities, but you're doing it to preserve the relationship because it's worth it. And you guys, healthy relationships, there's more good times than bad times. But even the best of relationships are going to face some hard times, but it's okay. It's a choice to stick together It's a choice to be on the same team, right? And even if you fall apart, choosing to come back together because that love is strong and that love is going to triumph over any adverse, like any trouble, basically. So, like, learning to be in harmony together. How are you going to be in harmony with someone who, like, doesn't even want to be there? Or how are you going to be in harmony with someone who is, like, going against you all the time, right? And so, healthy relationships versus, like, unhealthy. The type of relationship that you can pour into, there has to be trust. And that's tricky in today's world because there's temptations everywhere. And social media, it seems like there's all these options, and the world is crazy. So you could just be driving down the street and there could be a billboard or this or that, like the music is crazy, the visuals that we see like in media, and then with social media, like anyone could post anything, and the mindset is like unhealed. And so the energies, the vibrations, and so trust, it's something you have to work toward together, but it's a decision, but it's a pillar of a healthy relationship. So how do you get to trust? Like, you have to heal your own personal trust issues first of all, because before you even meet this other soul, have already gone through life. You're in this world, right? Like, so wherever trust issues may have stemmed from, you have to look at yourself, be honest with you, and heal inside first. Because if you don't trust yourself, like if you're carrying around negative experiences, then it's like you're going to project that onto the new person in your life. Like, you're going to bring that into your relationship, and then it's going to like stifle the growth. It's going to yank at, it's going to be like thorns and weeds in that flower that's trying to grow. So work on healing yourself. And when it comes to trust, it's a huge risk that you're taking, right? And nobody wants to be hurt. Our ego is working to protect us at every moment. When you first start like relationships, and let's say the first time you fall in love, you're so doughy-eyed, you're so naive in a sense to the pain, because when your heart, like when you go through any type of heartache or heartbreak, it hurts so bad on an emotional level, and the world does not have any space for our feelings. And so not only does it hurt unlike anything that you could have imagined, but then it's like you're taught to suppress your feelings and drink it away, or sleep with someone else, or drugs or whatever, ignore how you feel, and no one has the time to hear you out. Most people don't go to like therapy, so it's like you're left with all these crazy emotions, and then it's like you're bringing that right into the next relationship. So take some time to heal, work on yourself, and know that if you're trying to pour into a healthy relationship, it requires trust. And so now it's like you're taking that risk and you're giving someone access to hurt you. But it's a willingness. You have to go there. Because if you are trying to build a healthy relationship, but you don't really trust that person, like, good luck. It's not going to work. And so you have to be open and just literally say, okay, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to put my heart on the line. And it's more scary in our mind than it actually is, because guess what? Anyone who's been hurt, which is everybody, it's like you can move past it. It happens to everybody. It's okay. No risk, no reward. So yeah, you're taking a huge risk when you trust somebody because they have the ability to hurt you. But what is your alternative option? Like, if you don't do that, then you just stay closed off. Then you just stay in an energy of like not trusting anybody. And without vulnerability, what do you really have? Yes, you're safe and protected, but that's your ego. Your spirit is yearning to love and experience life, which is an entire risk in itself. Like, you don't know what's going to happen in the next moment, let alone the next year, and so like to really live life, you have to like take a chance, and you have to have trust in the divine and in life. Someone hurts you, it's okay. What if they don't hurt you? What if they love you a whole bunch? What if they help you heal your heart? What if they love you more than your mama did, your dad did? Like, what if they're your soulmate, your divine counterpart? What if they give you all the things that you never thought was possible? What if they believe in you more than you believe in yourself? Like, and you'll never know unless you try. Why are we always thinking of the worst case scenario versus the best case scenario? Right. And so that's why work on healing yourself. Take your time when you're getting to know someone, but this is the type of relationship to actually pour into. It's like both people want to be there. It's not messy and complicated. It's like, nah, I want you, you want me, and we're choosing, because it's like you're signing up for it. Because since it's gonna take some work, because see, relationships, it's all the fun parts too, like, oh, the sex and the kissing and the romance and the friendship and the laughter, and we know all the beautiful parts, but people are afraid of like the other parts, right? So both people have to want to be there. You have to stay on the same team even through rough times. Know that you're working with each other, not against. And then the trust, which is something you have to also work on. But this is the type of relationship that is actually worth your time. Like, can you trust your partner? It's a yes or it's a no. And if you can't, are you willing to work on it? And are they? Right? So both people have to be willing to show up to the relationship. Do you genuinely like this other person? Because if you genuinely like them, not just love them or feel an attachment, but like if they're actually your favorite person, you really mess with them, you really vibe with them, then it's easy to be on the same team because you don't want to hurt them because you love them so much. You want to stick by their side. They're who you want to be around all the time because they're your favorite person. So it's easy to be on the same team. And that's how you know, like, you're in the right relationship for you. And we just have to work on keeping it healthy, like, especially in today's world. And then trust. You guys, and why should we try to be such control freaks, anyways? You know, like, you can't control every aspect of life, or else, like, what would be the point? And we're not down here as puppets. We're here to live and experience everything. That means the highs and the lows, and you can make it through anything. And why should we perceive disaster? Like, why can't, that's what I'm saying, like, we want to change our mindset and expect the best outcome. And if you fully put your heart into a relationship, you know, and you give it your all, you trust somebody, and let's say it doesn't go the way you thought, then maybe it just means that wasn't the right person for you. But that's okay. Like, it's better to have loved and to have lost than to have never loved at all. Like, and love is worth it. It's worth the risk. And what if it turns out beautifully and you get married and you have a bunch of babies and, you know, a very healthy, successful, beautiful life together? And so you want to work on trust and opening your heart. I'll link my videos down below on how to open your heart to love, you know. But you guys know I've been on like a deep healing journey. And so I had to cleanse myself of old beliefs of like my parents being divorced and seeing crazy relationships in the world, having the wrong influences around me, believing the wrong things. And it takes time, but be patient with yourself and keep hope in your heart. Even if you've been through rough things, that doesn't mean that that's how it has to be for the rest of your life. So you're constantly learning and you're growing and you're evolving into something new. So the type of relationship that you should pour into, it requires trust. It requires mutual love, both parties willing to be there, and you're on the same team, right? So don't let the world tear you apart. Don't get confused and think that you have to fight each other because they want men and women to be against each other. They actually don't want men and women anymore. They want like gender neutral, like you're not a man or a woman. That's what they want because they want you to be tied to whatever technology and just be an it, just be a thing, right? Not be a him or a her. And so release those things. The way that the creator made it, the universe made it, is everyone has to, you know, feminine and masculine energy. And if you resonate more as a feminine being, then you internally, you want that masculine. And the same thing for men, like they want the feminine energy, regardless of gender. But I'm just saying, like, the energy is there are two different ones and they have what the other one needs and they come together perfectly. So don't deprive yourself of love, but also be wise on what type of relationship is actually worth your time. The mistake I think that many people have made, myself included, is like trying to pour into relationships that were not worth it to begin with. And then now, yeah, you're going to feel disheartened. You're going to feel like, why did it all go wrong? Because, like, did it have these things first? Like, did y'all both trust each other for real? Were you both on the same team? Should you both want to be there, like loyal and committed? Because if these are the basics, so like if you don't have that healthy soil, but you're expecting a flower to grow, like of course you're going to feel crushed, you're going to feel sad. But instead, when we have the basics on lock, okay, now this is the type of relationship to pour into. So what else is required? Real love, you guys. And there's a difference between love and lust. Love is, I love you with your clothes on. I love your mind. I love your soul. I love your creations. I love who you are. I love how you talk and how you think and how you are in this world. I just adore you on your own. It has nothing to even do with me. Just you being you. I admire it. I love it. Hard eyes. Oh my goodness. This is my favorite person. They're amazing. That's love. Lust is I like how they look, whatever. It's like more superficial, right? And so real love cares about, you care, when it's real love, you care about this other person like they're a piece of you, and you do what's in that other person's best interest, even if it requires of you. Like you're gonna maybe sacrifice. Like think about how a mother or a parent loves their child. You go the extra mile, not because you have to, but because you want to. You're not forced to, you just have that urge and desire within you because their happiness is your happiness too, right? And so that's what real love is. And so the type of relationship that you actually want to pour into and give of yourself, don't confuse lust with love because it's not the same thing. We don't want to be disheartened. Like, you don't want to lose hope in love. I feel people are losing hope in love when they're pouring into the wrong relationships. And so pour into the right relationships, which look like real love. Real love is like consideration. You're considering this other person because you want to, because you want their well-being. That's how I know it's real love, when whether or not it serves me, it's serving them. And that's how it's, it's pure, healthy, which healthy means healing. So it's the right relationship for you when you're healing and you're thriving, you're flourishing, you're growing. The flower started as a seed and now it's growing and it's blooming. It's healthy. That's how the relationship should be. Because otherwise, like if you're in cycles that, like if two people are not in on making it better, resolving conflict or putting the effort into a relationship, then you're just like on a karmic wheel and nothing changes, nothing grows, right? So when both people make the decision to give the relationship what it needs, which requires sacrifice, compromise, communication, oh yes, honesty, and genuine love. That's why I always say, like, do you actually like them? Not just love them, but do you like them? You have to like them too, because that's what's going to be like the fuel and keep the passion alive. You should never feel like you have to be with them, like, oh, I have to make it work. Oh no. No, there should be this fire within you that's like, it's worth the tears. It's worth the trying, the effort, the ups, the downs. It's worth it to me. And the good outweighs the bad, So they're loving the role. You don't have to play a role. You don't have to be different. You're just being yourself, and you're natural, you're free. And someone else falling in love with the real you and liking that. And so making things better, improving, the relationship, right? But not you. Like you want to be loved for just who you are right now. Not when this happens, not when that happens, just as you are right now. When you find someone who loves you for who you are right now, the real you, not your ego, but your soul. First, you have to open to show that, and then they see that and they love it. They like it. They're down with that. That is something very rare and beautiful. And that's the type of relationship worth pouring into. So this is the type of relationship that is actually worth your time, your effort, your heart, so drop me a comment. Let me know if this video helped you in any way. I'm sending you so much love, and I'm sending you so much power and healing on your journey. I'm just laughing because it's like how far I've come, you guys. Like, to even, number one, think a healthy relationship exists. It took inner work, okay? To want to cultivate that and to find like another soul that I'd be willing to make it work with. It's just this very beautiful feeling inside, because it's like regeneration, rebirth, me finding what my soul has been yearning for but didn't think was possible. And then boom, the universe is like, oh, it is, babe. It's possible. It's actually already here. So are you willing to take that chance and that risk? Right? So how to build a healthy relationship, the type of relationship worth pouring into and opening your heart to. I'm sending you so much love, power, and healing on your journey. Take care of yourself, each other. Real love is possible. I'll see you next time.